A few years ago, I did a video about the best celebrity performances on The Muppet Show, and while those tend to be the highlights of the series, it is called The Muppet Show, and often the Muppets would perform a song without the assistance of their celebrity guest. Sometimes these would be the funniest bits of the show, or the most poignant, or among the most groundbreaking moments. Many of them have become some of the most iconic songs from the show and have found themselves on many a Muppets compilation album. My name is Matt Callie from Geekscape TV, and this is the top 10 Muppet-only performances in Muppet Show history. Number 10, Wave. In order to entertain a gang of penguins, Floyd Pepper and Beauregard joined forces with just a guitar and a harmonica to perform this bossa nova song called Waves. The song is a beautiful one to begin with, but mix in jokes like Beauregard's giant harmonica and Miss Piggy struggling to get from her dressing room to the stage through a sea of penguins makes this a truly hilarious and memorable moment from season 4 of the show.
Get out of the way!
Number 9, Daddy Won't Buy Me a Bowwow. Annie Sue was a rarely used character on The Muppet Show, a rival singing pig for Miss Piggy to play against. While she was short-lived, she provided one of the funniest musical moments in the history of the show. Rolf is forced to play a piano and do backup vocals while Annie Sue sings the song Daddy Won't Buy Me a Bowwow, a song he finds offensive to dogs. He rebels in the second verse by singing the wrong lyrics until Annie Sue's bodyguard threatens him. The dry disdain that Rolf displays throughout the performance truly is a highlight for the entire series.
I can't go on. It's humiliating to be called a bow wow.
Number 8, Act Naturally. Ringo Starr's songs are usually unfairly disliked by people. I personally am a huge fan, and I adore his cover of Act Naturally. Having Gonzo cover the song with his mirror reflection was perfection. Gonzo is obviously the Ringo Starr of the Muppets, and this is one of his shining performances. Additionally, the back and forth between Gonzo and his reflection is a perfect comedy blend that the Muppets did so wonderfully time and time again.
Oh, the biggest fool that ever hit the big time. Oh, yes! And all we gotta do is act naturally.
Number 7, another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song. B.J. Thomas is best remembered for his song Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, but half a decade later he wrote a number 1 hit with Hey, Won't You Play Another Somebody Done Somebody Wrong song. Just a mere year later, Henson and Company were doing the most memorable cover of it, with Miss Piggy singing lead and a gang of Muppets backing her up. While it starts with Piggy singing solo, Rolf brings in the rest of the cast to sing the chorus. The song is a delightful earworm, and when it's sung by a gang of Muppets, it just makes it that much better.
Hey, won't you play another somebody done somebody wrong song?
Number 6, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. The Muppets version of Devil Went Down to Georgia is extremely literal. It tells the story of Johnny and the Devil in puppet form, and it's a fun little piece of interpretation, but fairly straightforward, until the Devil gets to play his solo. There is a world where if the Muppets ran longer, I could see them doing more things like this. It feels more like the type of short films Henson always wanted to make than a traditional puppet show. The blend of overlays and puppetry that happens during the Devil's segment is one of the more unique moments to ever show up on The Muppet Show. Number 5, Simon Smith and the Amazing Dancing Bear. The first episode of The Muppet Show concluded with Fozzie Bear and Scooter performing the Randy Newman song, Simon Smith and the Amazing Dancing Bear. It's actually shocking that Newman didn't have more of his songs covered by the Muppets. His unique writing style and lyrics would have fit right at home with them. It definitely makes sense why a silly song like this would have appealed to Jim Henson. But the fact is, as goofy as this song is, the lyric, "Who needs money when you're funny," really does sum up the DIY energy that Henson was trying to give off when he was creating The Muppet Show.
Oh, who needs money when we're funny?
Number 4, Lydia the Tattooed Lady. In one of the first episodes of the show, Kermit sings the Marx Brothers song, Lydia the Tattooed Lady. Lydia, of course, is played by a female pig because Kermit the Frog definitely has a type. Similar to Randy Newman, the Marx Brothers mixed with the Muppets just makes so much sense. The Muppet Show was a throwback to the early days of vaudeville where the Marx Brothers would have been cutting their teeth, and this particular scene became so popular that the one-off character of Lydia eventually became a Muppets action figure. Number 3, Time in a Bottle. Can a puppet make you cry? Jim Henson certainly figured out a way to make that happen on a regular basis. The song Time in a Bottle by Jim Croce never sounded more beautiful than when it's being sung by this scientist Muppet. Starting out as an old man, he sings the lyrics of life and loss while drinking potions that make him increasingly younger. At the very end, however, he reverts to his early self as he sadly sings the final lyric, "If I could have time in a bottle." When trying to explain why I think Jim Henson was one of the most brilliant visual storytellers ever, this is the segment that I often point people to.
If I could save time in a bottle.
Number 2, Halfway Down the Stairs. Some Muppets have signature songs. For example, Being Green has been Kermit's signature song since he first sang it on the Sesame Street. Which, quick side note, you won't find Being Green on this list since the most iconic version was performed on Sesame Street as opposed to him doing it again on The Muppet Show. But I digress. Kermit's nephew Robin also has a signature song, and that song is Halfway Down the Stairs. In the early days of the Muppets, as they were first establishing the show and the characters, we found these little snapshot songs that kind of captured the essence of every character. No one's song became more associated to them, quite like Robin's rendition of Halfway Down the Stairs, seemed to perfectly capture the uncertainty of childhood as well as the whimsical nature of childhood quite as perfectly.
So this is the stair where I always stop.
And number 1, Oh Danny Boy. This is, without competition, the funniest moment in Muppet Show history for me. Getting the 3 least clear speakers to sing a beautiful song like Danny Boy is a chef's kiss of comedy. For over a decade, I have posted this clip every St. Patrick's Day, and it has never not been hilarious to me. Every single moment works. The way Swedish Chef's hands move while he sincerely sings, Animal's total disinterest as he says, boy, oh, Danny, or the way Beaker hits his high notes, it's all so magical and perfect. So how do we do, Muppet fans? Did we miss one of your personal favorites? Let us know below and subscribe for more lists and videos like this one.